This page features the cover of Nintendo Power magazine, showcasing The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. The stunning artwork features a fierce-looking Link wielding his sword, standing in front of the imposing and eerie Majora's Mask. The iconic Nintendo Power logo is displayed prominently, alongside the headline, Nintendo's new hardware unveiled. This cover highlights one of the most unique and memorable games in the Legend of Zelda series, known for its dark tone and time loop mechanic. The bottom includes standard magazine information like the volume number, price, and barcode. This page serves as the table of contents for the October 2000 issue, volume 137. Naturally, the primary focus for game strategies is The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, building directly on the cover feature with a detailed plan for navigating Termina's 3-day cycle. Other significant guides cover titles like Army Men, Sarge's Heroes 2, Turok 3, Shadow of Oblivion, and the ever-popular Pokemon Gold and Silver. The issue also dives into special features on Mickey's Speedway USA, the latest Batman Beyond game, and a report from Nintendo Space World 2000 teasing future hardware. Departments like Player's Pulse and the Game List round out the issue. Visually, the page features striking artwork of the Skull Kid from Majora's Mask and various screenshots highlighting games like Mickey's Speedway, Turok 3, and upcoming Disney titles, offering a glimpse into the diverse lineup covered. This page features the Player's Pulse section, where readers write in with their thoughts on various gaming topics. The main discussion here centers on the best video game sidekicks, with many advocating for Luigi as the definitive choice, often comparing him to Robin in Batman. Other popular sidekicks mentioned include Yoshi, Link's Fairy Navy, and even Team Rocket's James. Readers also bring up unique suggestions like Bowser and Epona, and share observations on characters like Link's attire and the uncanny resemblance between Kirby and Jigglypuff. The page is filled with fan art depicting various characters like Link, Zelda, Pokemon, Mario, and abstract scenes. The credits for the magazine's editorial staff are also listed. This page features the power charts, highlighting the top games players are enjoying right now. The intro text notes how Perfect Dark is climbing the ranks, and asks about the sudden drop of motorcycle games from the previous month's chart. You'll see the Nintendo 64 Top 20 and Game Boy Top 10 charts, showcasing popular titles like Pokemon Stadium, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, GoldenEye 007, and Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow at the top. Screenshots from these leading games illustrate their appeal. There's also a section hyping the upcoming Pokemon Gold and Silver games, announcing their arrival and teasing new features like the day and night cycle, along with exclusive offers for players looking to catch up. Finally, a most wanted list gives a glimpse into highly anticipated future titles, featuring games like Dolphin, Pokemon Gold and Silver, and The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. This page features a creative visual depicting miniature army men engaged in combat against monstrous food items within a refrigerator. The letters section includes reader correspondence discussing potential game crossovers like Navi and Donkey Kong, and expresses admiration for Shigeru Miyamoto. There's a practical guide titled Assault and Batteries, demonstrating how to install batteries in an N64 controller. A letter under GRRRL Power praises Harvest Moon for N64, calling it a standout title and mentioning the power charts. The phone directory provides contact information for Nintendo services, including the power line offering tips for a wide array of games across different Nintendo systems. Finally, the Right Away section encourages readers to share their thoughts on future systems like the GameCube and Game Boy Advance, and features reader art submissions showcasing characters from Earthbound and Tony Hawk Pro Skater. This page covers the latest in Nintendo's online world, starting with a message acknowledging some technical difficulties but promising valuable content. The Quick Bites section highlights exciting developments, tackling the mind-bending puzzles on the Pokemon Puzzle League website, getting a sneak peek at upcoming 64 hits including the highly anticipated Majora's Mask, news on a Pokemon Gold and Silver contest with serious prizes, and a look at the GBC title Disney's Alice in Wonderland. Intriguingly, updates are given on cryptic sites like RadioZelda.com and ZScience.com, hinting at a parallel universe, an impending moon crisis, and the search for a savior called The One. We also hear about Poke Karaoke, which lets you mix Pokemon sounds into your own tracks. Crucially, information is provided on the EssentialPokemonGold.com and PokemonSilver.com websites, detailing map data, trainer resources, and images of creatures like Lugia and Who. Finally, A comprehensive list directs you to various official Nintendo game websites, including these important new ones. This page dives deep into the legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, positioning it as a frantic odyssey built around a unique 3-day time cycle. The article explains how Link, now in a parallel world after seeking Navy, is cursed by the Skull Kid and must repeatedly relive these 3 days using the Ocarina of Time to prevent the moon from crashing. Key gameplay mechanics highlighted include the race against the clock, the persistent daily routines of the world's inhabitants that Link can influence, and items that carry over even when time resets. The article details Link's transformation into a Deku Scrub, a central element, showcasing new abilities like the spin attack and the flower jump, which provide limited flight. The feature emphasizes the urgency and the need for the Nintendo 64 expansion pack, stating the game is unplayable without it. It confirms the appearance of Princess Zelda, albeit in a fleeting cameo related to the Ocarina's power. The writing conveys the game's distinct atmosphere and challenging premise compared to its predecessor, Ocarina of Time. This page serves as a comprehensive guide to Clocktown, the central hub in the legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. It details Link's initial objectives within the town, focusing on reclaiming his ocarina from the Skull Kid and recovering his true Hylian form with the help of the Happy Mask Salesman. The guide walks through key early quests, including interacting with the bombers, to learn their secret code and infiltrate their hideout via the Astral Observatory. This leads to spying on the Skull Kid, obtaining the Moon's Tear, and trading it for the land title deed, allowing access to the clock tower roof. Another vital task involves finding the lost stray fairy, which, upon returning to the Great Fairy's fountain, grants Link the ability to use magic and shoot bubbles as Deku Link. The page culminates with the confrontation on the clock tower on the final night, where Link recovers the ocarina and learns the Song of Time, enabling him to loop back to the first day and ultimately regain his original form using the newly acquired Deku Mask. Screenshots and a map illustrate the town layout and these crucial early steps. This page shifts the focus from Clocktown to the Southern Swamp and the path leading to Woodfall Temple in The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. It guides players on how to reach the swamp, highlighting the tourist information booth and the Magic Hag's potion shop run by Kotak. The section details the quest to find Kume in the Woods of Mystery, including the shifting maze path depending on the day. The guide then covers the boat cruise to the Deku Palace, explaining how to get past guards, acquire magic beans from a hidden shop, and use them to reach higher areas in the outer palace garden. Inside the palace, the objective is to find the monkey prisoner, who will teach Link the Sonata of Awakening, a crucial song needed to access Woodfall Temple. Maps of the Woodfall area and the Deku Palace layout, along with screenshots, illustrate these steps. This page delves into the Woodfall Temple dungeon itself in The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. Following the acquisition of the Sonata of Awakening, players can now warp to activated owl statues. The guide provides a map of the temple and details the path through various rooms. Key objectives covered include collecting stray fairies using the Great Fairy's Mask, navigating using Deku Flowers, obtaining the dungeon key, defeating mini-bosses like the Snapper Turtles and Donolfos to earn the hero's bow, solving puzzles involving lighting braziers, finding the boss key by defeating a snapper-riding frog, and using fire arrows to open the path to the final boss. The page culminates with a strategy for battling Odowa, the masked jungle warrior, leading to the Deku Princess's rescue. Finally, the day-in day-out section advises returning to Clocktown to bank rupees and prepare for the next temple by warping to Snowhead after the time reset. This page is a Walmart advertisement showcasing various Nintendo games and systems, including popular Pokemon titles, The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, N64 consoles, and Game Boy Color systems at their always low prices. This page previews Army Men, Sarge's Heroes 2, where Colonel Hawk wants you, Sarge, for another mission. It's time to get motivated and head into this N64 adventure. The game sees the Green Army battling the Tan troops who have discovered a serum that turns things hard plastic. The preview covers various levels and objectives. The dinner level takes place on a kitchen table battlefield where you fight off enemies, rescue your team, and secure a portal. It also shows tips like assembling the Bravo team by rescuing hostages and ambushing Tan enemies at the portal. Area 2 focuses on the bridge mission, where the Tan army is transporting a plastic freezing substance. You need to secure a portal and protect Vicky Grimm, Sarge's new partner. Screenshots illustrate securing a tunnel, sniping enemies, and helping Vicky deal with a helicopter attack before making a narrow escape across an exploding bridge. The article also highlights the game's boot camp training and mentions the game is rated teen for realistic combat scenarios. This page dives deeper into the Army Men. Sarge's Heroes 2 adventure, detailing how General Plastro is back thanks to the serum, and how Sarge and Vicky must counter the Tan Army's new advantage. Guide outlines several challenging missions. Sarge navigates the giant fridge, battling foes on shelves among oversized food items, while Vicky takes a dangerous shortcut inside wall, using a flamethrower to fry spiders and clear paths through pipes. Sarge also faces a robotic threat and waves of enemies in the freezer to destroy more serum. The final area previews the graveyard, where Sarge and Vicky fight through zombies and snipers to reach Drive Mad's castle. The next page continues the Army Men. Sarge's Heroes 2 strategy guide, leading you through more treacherous levels. Starting with the castle, you'll need to save Vicky from zombies and snipers, secure keys, and defend vital serum storage. Next, the guide tackles the desk level, a challenging area filled with ambushes, requiring strategic use of dynamite and jumping skills to infiltrate a Tan base. The action shifts to the Tan base, where you discover Brigitte Blue is a spy, and must assault the base with thick, capturing Tannenberg, and surviving intense combat, including helicopters and flamethrowers. Navigating the expansive bed level presents unique challenges, with drawers, alphabet blocks, robots, and helicopters, ultimately involving Brigitte again. Revenge sees you covering Colonel Grimm against Plastro's robot forces and securing his path to the helipad. Finally, the town level partners you with Riff to save Brigitte's city from blue robots and face off against a giant robot using heavy artillery. Success relies on careful movement and managing your resources. This page continues the Army Men's strategy guide, providing insights for the final levels including cashier, train set, rockets, pool, and pinball. It also delves into the friendly fire multiplayer modes, offering strategic tips for battling it out in environments like the tower, fridge, and desk, and reviewing levels such as the Tan base, castle, and graveyard. The game introduced new touches like enhanced controls and weapons. The page also prominently features Cruisin' Exotica, promoting a globe-trotting racing experience across exotic locations including Egypt, Atlantis, and Mars. With 60 tracks, a diverse selection of cars, and 4-player support, this title delivers fast-paced arcade racing complete with stunts and shortcuts. This page features Mickey's Speedway USA, a kart racing game developed by Rare. The article introduces the game with a charming story setup involving Pluto being dognapped by the weasels, prompting Mickey and friends to race across the USA to rescue him. Fans of Mario Kart and Diddy Kong Racing will feel at home, but Mickey's Speedway USA brings its own features and a cast including Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, Goofy, Pete, and unlockable secret characters. The game boasts extreme speed and a crackerjack design team. It discusses the different characters' racing strengths and weaknesses, noting that Minnie and Daisy are balanced and great for beginners, while Pete and Goofy are faster but harder to handle, like shopping carts. Multiple screenshots highlight various tracks and racers in action. This page continues the look at Mickey's Speedway USA, detailing the game's impressive scope and features. It highlights the vast array of tracks, boasting over 20 unique courses set in diverse UNIUS locations like Los Angeles, Seattle, New York, Alaska, and even Colorado, truly delivering on its cross-country premise. The article praises the game's sound, particularly the dynamic character dialogue voiced by the beloved Disney cast, which reacts naturally to the race unfolding. Items are also discussed, ranging from offensive tools like the baseball chucker and paint splotch to defensive and movement aids, all found within classic question mark barrels. The review notes a clever feature designed to help newer players catch up, ensuring enjoyable races for all skill levels. Screenshots showcase the vibrant tracks and chaotic kart action. This page continues the detailed look at Mickey's Speedway USA, focusing on the exciting multiplayer modes like racing against a friend or engaging in close-quarter combat in the arenas. The review directly addresses the comparison to Mario Kart, acknowledging similarities but highlighting differences such as the dynamic character voices and varied difficulty levels from simple to challenging. It mentions the fun of discovering secret characters and hidden tracks. The page also features a promotion for Golden Book's Pokemon 3D Trivia Challenge books, encouraging collection for a chance to win prizes, including a grand prize trip to Japan. This page dives into Taz Express for the Nintendo 64, featuring everyone's favorite Tasmanian devil, taking on a new job as a delivery boy. Taz is sent on a wild adventure packed with puzzles, mazes, and action. The page highlights key gameplay mechanics, such as collecting tokens scattered across levels, using junk food for explosive energy boosts, and initiating Taz's signature tornado spin, and utilizing fruit for quick health recovery. It also touches upon crate protection, leveraging objects like birds as weights for switches, and the importance of the Taz tornado for breaking barriers. The game is rated E for everyone. The next page delves deeper into the levels of Taz Express, following the Tasmanian devil's journey as a delivery boy. It starts with the basics in Taz Outback, where you learn to bulldoze through landscapes, using food for energy. Early levels like Taz Trails introduce environmental puzzles requiring balance and clear thinking, such as navigating cliffs, crossing water using platforms, making walls vanish with buttons and crates, and using skywalks. Watch out for the pesky beaky bird trying to steal your package. The adventure moves to the big city, where Taz faces traffic and must follow street arrows, ultimately getting zapped by a UFO and growing into Big Taz. Here he chases the saucer, bouncing off buildings. The final area, X marks the Taz, is an alien planet filled with laser ravines and robots, challenging Taz to race the clock, power down defenses using buttons, and find the X key to escape with his crate. The next page dives deeper into the challenges Taz faces delivering packages. It starts with the amazing Taz level, a complex maze requiring players to gather keys, use teleporters, and identify the correct crate from duplicates. The guide then covers the on-the-run levels, featuring high-speed chases with Wile E. Coyote, where anticipating dangers and using tiny tornado platforms are crucial. The spin cycle section highlights a desert area where extensive use of Taz's tornado spin clears obstacles and activates necessary switches. Firing Taz details the multi-step process of escaping an alien planet, involving fueling a rocket, hitting switches, solving a memory puzzle, lighting a fuse, and a frantic race against time. Finally, Cactus Makes Perfect explains traversing a desert landscape using catapults and strategically using cacti to protect the package from damage. The next page showcases more of the Taz adventure, detailing challenges in the Wild West ghost town. This includes the saloon stop where you must quickly deactivate bombs before waking Yosemite Sam, a jailbreak requiring knocking down walls, careful navigation in digging ditches, and exploring a lodge in its No Four Seasons, which involves platforming, using barrels, finding keys, and collecting tokens. The page also hints at additional diverse levels in more Phantasmatic worlds. On the right, Disney's Aladdin is announced for Game Boy Color, promising a high-flying adventure where Aladdin slashes, leaps, and dodges through Agrabah to escape the dungeon, snatch the genie's lamp, and save Princess Jasmine from the evil Jafar. This page dives into a collection of classified information and cheats for several games. It covers Beetle Adventure Racing, detailing various groovy boxes hidden within tracks like Coventry Cove, Mount Mayhem, and Inferno Isle, which unlock different cheats and settings like handicaps, color changes, and time limits. There's also a mention of Fox Sports College Hoops 99, highlighting a secret baseball team and stadium that can be accessed. Triple Play 2000 receives attention with cheats focused on altering gameplay, like adding runs, striking out batters, or hitting home runs. Finally, Olympic Hockey 98 is featured, with a cheat that promises to turn the game into a boxing match by increasing the frequency of fights. Screenshots for each game illustrate the locations of the hidden items or the in-game action. This page presents a trove of classified cheats and tips for several games. For NFL Blitz 2000 on Game Boy Color, a table provides various button combinations for effects like Infinite Turbo, No Fumbles, and Secret Plays. Xena, the Talisman of Fate, offers quirky codes like Green Nose and Purple Nose to enable cheat mode and alter appearance. Army Men, Air Combat, and Wacky Races on Game Boy Color feature passwords to unlock levels, helicopters, and vehicles, including a fat little tank. Nightmare Creatures has an odd cheat that leaves Nadia bent in half but still mobile. Extreme Egg 2 provides a lengthy code to unlock everything. Spy vs. Spy on Game Boy Color offers a password to open all levels. This page delves into Turok 3, Shadow of Oblivion, highlighting the shift in protagonist duties to new members of the Fireseed clan. The article describes the game as an exciting and well-balanced adventure. A significant portion is dedicated to a walkthrough for Chapter 1, The Breach, offering guidance on navigating the initial levels, finding key items like weapons and keys, and overcoming obstacles using abilities specific to the characters, such as Danielle's grappling hook and Joseph's night vision goggles. The guide provides tips for locations like the boiler room, the museum, and the subway. The page also introduces Danielle and Joseph, detailing their connection to Josh Fireseed and their unique skills. Finally, it notes the game's mature ESRB rating, attributed to its over-the-top gore and violence. This page continues the Turok 3 Shadow of Oblivion walkthrough, guiding players through Chapter 2, the military base, and Chapter 3, the Lost Junkyard. Chapter 2 details navigation through the base, facing resistance, securing keys, stopping a missile launch, and finding character-specific upgrades like Danielle's tech bow and Joseph's shadow bow. It also covers objectives like restoring power with Danielle's circuit and finding the barracks key using Joseph's night vision. The chapter concludes with the boss fight against Shiphius. Chapter 3 shifts to the Lost Junkyard, explaining how to use access modules, locate items like Danielle's Firestorm shotgun, collect red and blue crystal keys, find fuses to restore power, and acquire weapons like the vampire gun and sniper rifle. It details flooding an area to progress, and culminates in facing the boss Episthar.
The guide emphasizes utilizing each character's unique abilities to overcome challenges.
This page features a look at Turok 3 Shadow of Oblivion's multiplayer modes, highlighting support for up to 4 players and bots. It details the scintillating scenarios, including modes like Monkey Tag, the awesome arenas with 25 maps featuring walkthrough previews, outstanding options, allowing deep customization of rules and character stats, and blistering bots that can be set up with different difficulty levels. The content notes that Turok 3 will survive, praising its advanced graphics, balanced gameplay, and significant replay value. The page also includes a large advertisement for the Animorphs game on Game Boy Color, showcasing the transformation theme and promoting the fight against an alien invasion. This page dives into the wonderful world of Disney games coming to Game Boy Color and Nintendo 64 this fall. It highlights a quartet of new titles, prominently featuring Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland for Game Boy Color. This platformer challenges players to guide Alice through complex levels filled with animated cards and puzzles, requiring players to collect stars and keys to open locked doors. Beyond the main adventure, the game offers several unique modes, like a hide-and-seek game called Where in Wonderland, and Alice's art gallery for creative fun, and various challenges like the falling floors in Quick Step, battling a clock boss in Killing Time, size-changing mechanics in Lotzalock, and a unique vertical challenge in Bumper Bottle. The page also briefly mentions Disney's Donald Duck, Goin' Quackers, GBC, Tigger's Honey Hunt, N64, and Walt Disney World Quest, Magical Racing Tour, GBC, showcasing a colorful lineup of Disney characters ready for action. This page delves deeper into 2 more Disney titles. First up is Disney's Donald Duck, Goin' Quackers, detailed for the Game Boy Color. The game is a platformer, where Donald must jump, smash, and solve puzzles to rescue Daisy. Screenshots illustrate challenging sections requiring precise jumps, using power-ups to reach new areas, smashing through obstacles, and even following other characters through mazes. The text emphasizes finding hidden paths and utilizing the environment, like using a candlestick as a platform. The page then shifts focus to Tigger's Honey Hunt for the Nintendo 64.
This is a 3D platformer centered around Tigger's quest to collect honey pots for a party. Screenshots show Tigger's bouncy movement and interactions with friends in the 100-acre wood. Beyond the main platforming, the article mentions various minigames like Rabbit Says, a Simon Says variation, and Paper, Scissors, Stone, offering diversions from the main adventure. The descriptions highlight Tigger's unique bouncing abilities and the need for spatial awareness in his quest. This page focuses on Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour, a fun kart racer bringing Disney parks to your Game Boy Color or N64. You can hone your skills in time trial mode or tackle the adventure mode, where you collect pieces of a magical machine and free the fireworks fans. Mastering jumps with the B button gives you a speed boost, and collecting coins also accelerates your kart, crucial for victory. The game features a diverse cast,
from classic Disney characters like Chip and Dale to lesser-known folks like Otto Plugnut. Yeah, I hadn't heard of him either. It's part of Disney Interactive's lineup, aiming to capture the park magic. On the right, the page highlights Game Boy Color essentials like Perfect Dark, Crystalis, and Donkey Kong Country, available at EB Electronics Boutique, alongside other hot releases and a range of shopping options. This page delves deep into the upcoming Pokemon Gold and Silver versions, promising an all-new experience building on the original games. It highlights major innovations like the versatile Pokegear device, which functions as a phone, map, and radio, essential for navigating the Johto region and keeping in touch with other trainers. A big addition is the introduction of Pokemon eggs, leading to the discovery of new Pokemon like Togepi through the Mystery Egg system. The page also breaks down the 2 new Pokemon types, Steel and Dark, explaining their strengths and weaknesses with examples like Steelix and Murkrow, which adds crucial balance to the type chart. Players will also find details on how Pokemon happiness affects relationships and the new ability for Pokemon to hold items, like the Paralyze-a-Cure Berry, adding strategic depth. This feature-packed preview continues the coverage from last month, promising lots of new Pokemon, areas, and mechanics to explore. This page dives into the very beginning of your journey in Pokemon Gold and Silver, set in the new Johto region, starting in New Barktown. You're introduced to Professor Elm, who sends you on your first important task, an errand to Mr. Pokemon near Cherry Grove City. Before heading out, you get to choose your first partner Pokemon from Chikorita, Cyndaquil, or Totodile, each with their unique typing and strengths. The page guides you through your initial steps, from receiving your Pokegear to navigating Route 29 and reaching Cherry Grove City, where you can access essential services like the Mart and Pokemon Center. It also highlights key early events, including getting your first Pokeballs and your first exciting battle against your rival. This page continues your journey in Pokemon Gold and Silver, leading you from Cherry Grove City through routes 30 and 31. Your primary goal is reaching Mr. Pokemon's house, where you'll receive the Vital Mystery Egg and your Pokedex directly from Professor Oak. Upon leaving, you'll face mandatory trainer battles, clearing your path towards Violet City. The page highlights key stops, including a house teaching you about berries, and noting areas like the Dark Cave, which requires Flash. Entering Violet City, the guide points out the Sprout Tower, filled with trainers favoring Bellsprout, and the first gym. Defeating Sageline in the tower nets you Mo5 Flash. The focus then turns to the first gym leader, Faulkner, a flying-type specialist, advising players to use rock or flying Pokemon for victory to earn the Zephyr Badge and TM31. This page continues the Pokemon Gold and Silver journey, moving from Violet City towards Route 36. Your progress is initially blocked by a Sudowoodo, necessitating a trip to the ruins of Alph. Within the ruins, you'll encounter puzzles that lead to discovering and catching the mysterious unknown. Solve the sliding tile puzzle in the cave, marked B, and another to drop into the unknown area. Catching different unknown and talking to the researchers in the Alph Lab upgrades your Pokedex. The guide concludes its monthly focus on Pokemon Gold and Silver, encouraging players to catch, battle, and explore to become a Pokemon master. The page also features Austin Powers' Oh Behave for Game Boy Color, showcasing its platforming Mojo Maze, infrared messaging, and link play, along with a contrasting mention of a Drive Evil game. This page dives into Legend of the River King 2 for the Game Boy Color, brought to you by the creators of Harvest Moon. Presented as potentially the deepest fishing game on the platform, the guide outlines the quest to restore harmony after the Heavenstone is broken, requiring players to fish, collect insects, and dive. It provides maps and tips for navigating different areas, like the lake, the stream, the moors, and Kappa Cave. The content highlights various tasks and mini-quests, such as catching specific fish to trade for essential items like an axe, a canoe, or upgraded fishing rods needed to progress and ultimately catch the powerful River King. The focus is firmly on the detailed fishing mechanics and the charming, quest-driven gameplay. The next page continues the deep dive into Legend of the River King 2, moving to later game areas like the summit, the shore, the beach, and the ocean. The summit involves helping a father and son, challenging Yuki in a fishing contest, and ultimately finding the River King. The shore introduces obtaining your father's boat by resolving a lover's spat and tackling the old man's fishing challenge to earn a trolling rod. The beach is where you get the surf rod, help a turtle to find the cloudseed slug, and can rest at the inn. Finally, the ocean is the endgame area, packed with large fish and requiring the best gear, including flippers, and involves finding a cicada and challenging the old man for the Sea King. The page highlights the game's significant depth boasting over 50 types of fish and compatibility with Harvest Moon 2. This page presents the arena, where challenges are laid down for players to conquer. The first arena challenge is for Pokemon Puzzle League, asking players to tackle a marathon round in 3D mode for a high score. Next up is San Francisco Rush 2049, requiring skilled stunt driving on Stunt Track 2 to rack up points within a time limit. The third challenge dives into Disney's The Little Mermaid 2 Pinball Frenzy, where players need to score big points on Stunt Track 2 by expertly using the flippers. Off to the side, the Twisted Challenges section poses unique questions for games like Jet Force Gemini and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on 64. The main event is the Mario Tennis Challenge, the NP Wim Donkey Kong Cup. Here, players must unlock a special ring tournament as Shy Guy against Donkey Kong, hitting balls through rings for points within 5 minutes. The goal is the highest ring total, with a tennis racket and case as the grand prize, and Nintendo Power tennis balls for runners-up. The challenge scoreboard lists the top performers from previous months. Players are encouraged to send in photos of their achievements or suggest new challenges. This page introduces 21 new Pokemon creatures to celebrate the release of Pokemon Gold and Silver. It encourages readers to check out the Pokecenter section for pictures and names of these new additions. You'll find familiar faces like Sentret, Ipom, Mareep, Ampharos, Sudowoodo, Blissey, Quagsire, Sneasel, Murkrow, Unown, Heracross, Spinarak, Smeargle, Pineco, Steelix, Houndour, Stantler, Wooper, Sunkern, Hitmontop, and Miltank, each depicted with their English names. The page also features the Gallery, showcasing fan art from readers, including drawings of Butterfree, Aerodactyl, Charizard, and Scyther. This page features Professor Oak answering reader questions. He offers strategic advice for defeating the card masters in the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy, recommending specific deck types like water, fighting, and lightning/grass. The professor also addresses the idea of an unbeatable Pokemon team, explaining that every team has weaknesses. He analyzes a reader's team from the Colosseum section, including Zapdos, Rhydon, Flareon, Alakazam, Lapras, and Snorlax, detailing their strengths and moves, but ultimately pointing out their vulnerabilities and suggesting counters. Additionally, there's a hint for finding Slowbro in Pokemon Snap's River Course, complete with screenshots. The fan art continues in the gallery showcase. This page dives into the world of Pokemon with a queue and a section called PokeChat, and a feature on fan-made costumes. PokeChat answers burning questions like why Starmie snores without a visible mouth, confirms Pokemon Gold and Silver will be compatible with older Game Boy models, in grayscale, explains the difference between normal and special attacks, and clarifies the end of the Orange Island saga in the TV show. It also addresses the popularity of Team Rocket, the absence of legendary birds in Gold/Silver's Wild Encounters, the purpose of the Celadon City Diploma, and the return of favorite characters like Brock and Gary to the anime. Meanwhile, hot off the press, showcases impressive fan costumes perfect for trick-or-treating, highlighting skilled craftsmanship with outfits like Hitmonchan, Sunflora or Solrock, Pikachu, and Ash Ketchum complete with a custom Pokeball. This page features the Counselor's Corner, offering tips and strategies for various games. For Mario Tennis, it explains how to unlock characters like Shy Guy and DK Jr. by winning specific tournaments, and how to gain access to special courts like the Super Mario Bros. Or Donkey Kong courts by winning with certain characters. The section also provides guidance for Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards, detailing how to defeat bosses like the Tree Boss, using powers or dropped items, and the Orca Whale, using its projectiles or environmental hazards. It also reveals how to find a Crystal Shard on Rockstar Stage 4 by solving a memory puzzle using a bomb/spark combo to reveal clues. This page continues the Counselor's Corner, offering assistance for various titles. For Donkey Kong 64, it provides solutions for specific challenges, such as activating the machine to reach bananas in Frantic Factory, helping the worm in Fungi Forest by transforming into Hunky Chunky, and stopping the falling stalactites in Crystal Caves using Tiny and Chunky. The page also explains the secret to getting fireworks after levels in Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. It depends on the last digit of the timer when you touch the flagpole. A step-by-step guide helps you navigate the infamously difficult Level 7 maze in SMB Deluxe. Finally, a quick Q&A section offers rapid answers for games like Beetle Adventure Racing, Tomb Raiders on Game Boy Color, and Heroes of Might and Magic, addressing common player questions. This page delves into Dragon Warrior 2 for the Game Boy Color, continuing the coverage of the re-released saga. The focus is on the early part of the quest to defeat the Sorcerer Hargan, emphasizing the crucial first steps of recruiting allies, the Prince of Canuck,
and the Princess of Moonbrook. The page provides a numbered guide tied to a world map, showing key locations like Cannock Castle, the Hero Spring, and Leftwine, detailing where to find the prince. It includes essential advice on saving your game, highlighting the difference between town and field saves. Further guidance covers exploring the lake cave to find valuable items, and shows how to locate the important silver key, marked by a star on a map section. Screenshots illustrate locations and character interactions, giving a glimpse into the adventure. This page continues the Dragon Warrior 2 guide, detailing the quest to find the missing Princess of Moonbrook. After securing the prince, the focus shifts to locations like Laura's Gate and Hamlin Town, where you can rest and prepare. The guide leads you through the ruins of Moonbrook and a poisonous castle area called Last Gasp, offering clues to the princess's whereabouts. A key item, the Solar Mirror, is found near Moonbrook, which is crucial for a surprising transformation back in Hamlin, turning a pugly dog into the lovely princess. The journey then moves on to acquiring powerful artifacts, like the Cloak of Wind from a tower, and the Dew Yarn from Drakhorn Towers, essential for traversing the world. The guide features detailed maps and screenshots to help navigate these dangerous areas and find vital items for the adventure ahead. This page continues the Dragon Warrior 2 guide, charting your expedition across the world. After rescuing the princess, your journey focuses on gathering vital items and seals. You'll acquire a ship in Lionport, explore Charlotte Castle for the Luto Sword and world map, and challenge Osterfair for the Moon Seal. Discover the gold key in Zahan with the help of a loyal dog, and the Holy Loom after obtaining the jail key and learning the Stepguard spell. The guide also details finding the Sun Seal near the Fire Shrine, obtaining a world leaf at the World Tree, and how to acquire both the jail key and dam key to open the floodgates at Tun, allowing further travel. It's a crucial phase for gearing up and collecting essential artifacts needed to confront Hargan. The next page continues the guide for Dragon Warrior 2, focusing on key dungeon locations. It provides detailed maps for Loon Tower, outlining multiple floors and points of interest, essential for navigating this structure associated with the Moon Shard. The guide then covers the treacherous Sea Cave, detailing several basement levels filled with lava, where you'll face evil clowns to acquire the evil statue needed for progression. Next, the lighthouse maps show several floors, hinting at an old man and a quest related to the Star Seal. Finally, Baran's Gate is presented, confirming it's the location for the final seal needed. The page emphasizes using specific items like the Moon Shard to access areas and the evil statue later in the quest, guiding players through these critical mid-Toilet game locations. The next page continues the Dragon Warrior 2 guide, detailing the path to Roan. It provides maps for the challenging cave to Roan across multiple floors, highlighting locations for the Life Seal and Thunder Sword. The guide mentions retrieving the Rubus Charm from its island shrine before returning to the cave. It also covers the journey to the icy frontier of Roan via a staircase on the 6th floor, leading towards Hargon's Plateau and final citadel, including a screenshot of the final conflict and tips on facing Hargon. Also featured is an ad for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 2nd edition on Game Boy Color, bringing the popular game show experience on the go with hundreds of questions and lifelines. This page announces a contest centered around the epic strategy RPG, Ogre Battle 64, Person of Lordly Caliber. Players have a chance to win a quest through London. The grand prize is a trip for 2 to London, including a historical quest and a shopping spree, plus a custom Ogre Battle 64 item. Second prize winners receive an Ogre Battle jacket and the game pack, while third prize winners get a Nintendo Power t-shirt. The page features character artwork from the game, alongside images of London landmarks like Big Ben and Tower Bridge, emphasizing the contest theme. Entry involves voting via a postcard. It's a cool contest time for a deep and engaging game. This page dives into Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the Game Boy Color. Part of the Halloween-themed Game Boy A-Go-Go Tricks and Treats feature, the game brings the core skating action to the portable, featuring 7 courses like the School, Hangar, and NY City. Career Mode lets you earn cash to unlock new areas, building your skater's stats by buying new boards. The objective-based gameplay returns, challenging you to rack up points, collect the skate letters, and tackle specific tasks within a 2-minute run, much like the N64 version. However, this GBC sequel adopts a side-scrolling perspective. The article offers street smarts tips for efficient play, like focusing on objectives and maximizing airtime for big points, plus advice on earning cash, pro dough, and grinding any suitable object, the daily grind. It's a solid portable take on the series, packed with objectives and earning potential.
This page continues the Game Boy Go feature, highlighting 2 more portable titles. First up is Army Men 2, where Sarge returns for another toy war, this time battling the Tan Army in gigantic real-world environments like kitchens and backyards. The article covers the campaign, featuring features like a strategy map, supply boxes, the ability to drive tanks and jeeps, facing enemy vehicles, detecting mines, and navigating environmental hazards like hot stovetops. Next, the focus shifts to still hopping with Frogger 2.
The classic arcade action is back, challenging players to navigate traffic and waterways.
This sequel adds gems to collect within maze-like levels and new obstacles and mechanics. The article touches on checkpoint flags, dangerous snakes and turtles, time limits influenced by gem collection, and even oil slicks that cause you to slide. Hourglasses can reset the timer, adding a strategic element to beating the clock. This page continues the Game Boy Go feature, exploring 2 more distinct portable titles. First up is Croc 2, the return of the googly-eyed platforming hero. This installment mixes puzzles and action, challenging players to navigate levels, collect sparkling crystals which serve as currency, and interact with the helpful Gobbo Pals. You'll use Croc's signature tail attack, stomp on foes, push boxes to solve environmental puzzles, and even redirect water flow in tricky pipeline challenges. Next, the focus shifts gears to the high-octane combat racing of Road Rash. Hit the asphalt on your motorcycle and battle rival bikers using weapons like chains and bats, all while navigating busy roads filled with cars and obstacles like cows. Earning cash from races is crucial to repair your bike or pay off fines from the police. You can even connect with a friend via Game Link for head-to-head races. Mastering the roads means staying ahead of the pack, avoiding distractions, and knowing when to fight or just ride. This page dives further into portable gaming, kicking off with Nicktoons Racing, a fun kart racer starring a packed roster of Nickelodeon favorites like Tommy Pickles, Cat Dog, and SpongeBob. It's all about lighthearted competition on vibrant tracks, perfect for quick races and cartoon chows as you vie for first place. Next up is Towers 2, Plight of the Stargazer, a 3D first-person RPG that puts you in the shoes of shipwrecked adventurers. You'll explore dungeons, engage in real-time combat, hunt for monsters and items, and use a point-and-click interface to manage your quest. The game even supports 2-player co-op via Game Link for tackling its mysteries together. Finally, Dragon Warrior Is 2 brings 2 legendary RPG epics to Game Boy Color. Relive the classic quests of Lohato's descendants, battling vast arrays of monsters across sprawling lands in turn-based combat, proving yourself a warrior ready to conquer evil. This page unveils the future of Nintendo with the official reveal of the Nintendo GameCube at Space World 2000. Journalists and developers were shown the console's compact design, highlighted as being mighty small, yet possessing the power to rival simulation computers. The page details the ergonomic controller and the wireless Wavebird option, designed for versatile gameplay. Game demonstrations were a major focus, with breathtaking screenshots of titles featuring Mario, Zelda, Metroid Samus Aran, and Luigi showcasing the system's graphical prowess and impressive animation. The console supports GBA connectivity, allowing players to potentially use the handheld as a second screen. Game data is saved on digicards, and the console will offer broadband and modem connections, though plans were still emerging. Nintendo aims for ease of development and high performance, promising a magnificent future for interactive gaming, available in 5 vibrant colors. This page shifts focus to the revolutionary Game Boy Advance. Nintendo's new 32-bit portable console, also unveiled at Space World 2000, described as the big brother to the Game Boy Color. It features a larger screen with higher resolution and color depth, faster processing, and improved stereo sound, all for under $100. The console boasts impressive graphics, with screenshots showcasing titles like Zero, Mario Kart, Bomberman Story, and Golden Sun, rivaling some 64 visuals. The GBA is fully backward compatible with previous Game Boy games, and is positioned for strong developer support globally. It also highlights advanced connectivity, allowing up to 4 systems to link for multiplayer, and the upcoming mobile adapter GB for network features via cell phones. The excitement for this powerful handheld is clearly building. This page provides reviews for recent Nintendo 64 releases, presented as a power guide for October 2000. It features in-depth reviews for 3 titles: Tigger's Honey Hunt, The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, and Army Men, Sarge's Heroes 2. Majora's Mask is hailed as a standout, earning a high overall rating and praise for its innovative gameplay loop and deep story, with one reviewer even calling it better than Ocarina of Time, and another highlighting its engrossing nature. Army Men. Sarge's Heroes 2 offers more toy-scale combat, noted for its improved camera but criticized by one reviewer for play control issues. Tigger's Honey Hunt is reviewed as a vibrant and fun platformer suitable for all ages, showcasing charming graphics and simple controls. Each review includes commentary from the Nintendo Power staff, giving their opinions on the games. This page dives into reviews for 4 different titles across Nintendo platforms. Taz Express on Nintendo 64 is a 3D platformer that captures the spirit of Looney Tunes, though control and camera issues are noted despite praise for its varied levels and environments. Pokémon Gold and Silver versions for Game Boy Color are highlighted as essential updates, adding new creatures, improved features like the real-time clock, and retaining the addictiveness that made the originals popular, earning high marks and being described as the definitive way to experience Pokémon. Big Mountain 2000 on Nintendo 64 combines snowboarding and skiing, featuring multiple courses with shortcuts and jumps, though graphics and sound are pointed out as weaker points compared to the core gameplay concept. Finally, Donald Duck. Goin' Quackers for Game Boy Color is reviewed as a strong 2D platformer with great graphics, responsive controls, and multi-tiered levels that bring Donald Duck's personality to life. Screenshots accompanying each review give a visual taste of the gameplay. This page features reviews for 2 Game Boy Color titles, and an advertisement for a Scooby-Doo game. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for Game Boy Color gets a positive review, praised for its improved side-scrolling perspective, graphics, and engaging gameplay that captures the feel of its fun 64 counterpart, earning a solid 7.3 overall rating. Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland on GBC is described as an excellent platformer with stunning graphics that perfectly match the source material and clever gameplay mechanics, receiving a 6.9 overall rating. The page also includes an advertisement for Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? For Nintendo 64 and PlayStation, highlighting the classic characters and promoting related Burger King toys. This page presents reviews for several Game Boy Color titles including the unique fishing RPG Legend of the River King 2, the platforming sequels Croc 2 and Frogger 2, the action racer Road Rash, and the kart game Walt Disney World Quest Magical Tour Racing, offering a snapshot of each game's highlights. The page also explains the magazine's rating system, detailing the weighting of categories like gameplay, graphics, sound, and satisfaction used to determine a game's score, and outlines the ESRB age rating guidelines. A prominent feature showcases Ogre Battle 64, person of lordly caliber for the Nintendo 64, hyping it as the biggest RPG on the console with over 50 hours of gameplay. This page kicks off with a look at Spider-Man coming to the N64. Developed by Edge of Reality. Based on a 50% complete build, the game already impresses with Spidey's signature moves like web swinging and wall crawling, and a focus on the concrete jungle of New York City featuring classic villains like Venom and Carnage, and voice work from Rino Romano and Ephraim Zimbalist Jr., plus Stan Lee narrating. It looks set to be a major hit. The page also covers Nintendo's announcement regarding the GameCube, highlighting its design focused on making game development easier for creators, with positive comments from figures like Genyo Takeda and Dennis Dyack of Silicon Knights, praising the system's power and accessibility. Shigeru Miyamoto calls it the ultimate game machine, emphasizing the excitement around the new console. Previews include a glimpse at Hey You Pikachu, the import title Sin and Punishment getting a mention, a sneak peek at Disney's Aladdin, and a look at the survival horror of Alone in the Dark. This page features hands-on previews of upcoming titles. Following up on mentions from the previous page, Hey You Pikachu is detailed, focusing on its unique voice recognition technology for interacting with Pikachu in a virtual world designed for younger players. Sin and Punishment is highlighted as an unexpected hit from Space World 2000, praising its intense 3D anime action and gameplay, though noting its current Japan-only status. MS Pac-Man makes a 3D return, aiming to capture the arcade classic's feel with updated visuals and interactive elements. Finally, Banjo-Tooie receives high praise for its incredible graphics, variety, and solid gameplay, pegged as a potential surprise hit anticipated around November 20th. This page dives into upcoming game releases and developer news. Pake Peaks covers titles like Ubisoft's Game Boy Color version of Disney's Aladdin, praised for its quality, and Little Nicky for GBC, based on the Adam Sandler movie. It also notes Ubisoft's acquisition of Red Storm Entertainment, bringing Roswell Conspiracies to N64 and GBC. Infogrames is bringing Alone in the Dark to GBC. EA Games steps into the wrestling ring with WCW, Backstage Assault on N64, featuring diverse locations beyond the ring. The Coming Soon section highlights platformers like M&M's, classic arcade action with Galaxians, racing and NASCAR racers, and titles like Barbie Magic Genie Adventure and Sydney 2000, showcasing the breadth of upcoming games. The release forecast provides a glance at games slated for fall 2000 and beyond, including titles like Banjo-Tooie, Galaxian, and Sydney 2000, aligning with the previewed content. This page previews the upcoming November 2000 issue. It features an in-depth look at Hey You Pikachu, the unique voice recognition title where you interact directly with the electric Pokémon. Coverage continues for The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask with Part 3 of the walkthrough. The magazine also speeds into Mickey's Speedway USA and reviews Ubisoft's take on Disney's Donald Duck. Additionally, there are promotions for downloading a free Pokémon internet browser and a free Mario Tennis internet browser.